Hey guys, Mike here, MF Custom Garage. Listen, just gonna do a quick video this morning and talk to you guys about some stuff. I haven't got a lot of video content up this week on good stuff because I've been busy dealing with, unfortunately I still got to do a little bit of work here and there to pay the bills and whatnot. So I was gonna talk to you quick about this 2006 GMC Sierra behind me. It's customer of mine's truck, anyway, we're gonna do a tune-up on it, and we're gonna HP tune it, and we're going to do an off-road pipe delete on it, because the catalytic converters are burnt out of it. And because we live in Alberta, we can get away with that somewhat. So, and this truck is mainly used in farmers' fields, and unfortunately catalytic converters in farmers' fields are not a good thing. They tend to cause big fires. So anyway, without further ado, we'll run a little time lapse on this thing, but I thought I'd show some of you guys some of the things that I learned over the years from working in dealers and stuff like that when tuning these trucks. And I had noticed already that somebody prior to me had been in here doing this. So this truck's getting, like I said, cat delete, HP tuners, plugs put in it, wires, and we're doing the front brakes as well. And we'll get all that done today, and we'll run some time lapse and some stuff. But I'm just going to show you guys some ways I've learned over the years to deal with these trucks and some tricks, and we'll quickly go over that. So I'm going to grab the camera without further ado, and we'll go forward. But anyway, like I said, I noticed that somebody had been here before me, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So over the years, it's fairly fair to say that this truck had got a tune-up along the way. And the fastest way to tune these trucks, guys, and I don't know if any of you know this, or any of you have ever dealt with this, is by going through the inners here. And if you look at this inner, and you can tell that it's old, it's been done a long time. Either somebody, it broke, or somebody cut it back so they could get easy access to those spark plugs. But you could also see by looking at it too that it has a lot of wear. Well, not wear, that's a bad word, but it's dirty and everything else because of the inner being cut back. So that was kind of, I guess, a old flat rate hack that guys used to do. Personally, there's not much, few clips and stuff, and that inner comes out, you're there anyway. And that was the way we always used to do them when we were working on at the dealer on stuff. So there's that, and then because of that, you can get, through this hole you can get at everything. And we'll go to the other side too and look at it, because they've kind of done the same thing on this side too. So yeah, if you look up here, this side I think might have just been broken, but again, you can clearly see, and that's the back spark plug all the way to the front. And it makes the access through here pretty easy if you got a long extension and a swivel. And I'll really quickly show you the setup that we would use to do this. So I'm just going to put you back on the thing, and yeah, we'll go over some of the things on this truck that we're going to do today and go from there. So I'm just going to set you back here on the tripod while I grab the tools to show you the best way to go about doing this. So here I'll show you the best tools that we kind of found over the years to do this with. So guys, and this here would be the setup we would go after this with. It's a long swivel, a long extension, with a swivel and a 5/8 spark plug socket. This is a good snap-on socket. Most of this stuff on here is snap-on. I think one piece is mackerel. But anyway, by going in there through the wheel well like that, you can easily get up these spark plugs. It saves you a lot of headache. You're up top. I know not everybody has a lift, but you can even do this on a, somewhere where you could get it lifted. So anyway, we'll run a time lapse on a lot of this stuff today, and we'll show you some stuff as we go along and do the work we got to do. So anyway, I'll talk at the end more than the beginning and maybe along the way, but like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the stuff. Like I said, I wasn't going to do a lot of this video stuff, but I think, there's some stuff you guys might get a few things from me doing it for a lot of years. So anyway, thanks. Mike out. Just like that, guys. So you can get at one that's a little tougher is the back one, but it's not anything tough at all. And we're doing wires and everything, so it makes it really, really easy. But that fast, you can get those plugs out. So from here on, I'll put you on a time lapse. And then you just reach up here and grab your wire. And like I said, just like that, you're on your way to tuning an LS, both sides. Like I said, take the inner out. Don't cut it back like I already found these ones. That's a little shameful. But anyway. Alright guys, I'm back here for a second. I just wanted to show you guys a couple things. So anyway, I pulled the spark plugs out, and they look rough. But I was quickly going to go over something with this spark plug, but we'll do that at the very end. We'll do kind of a plug read with it, because it does give us a good idea of what we're looking at. So these are the parts that we're putting in. There'll be a huge debate probably on YouTube about this. This is not a platinum plug. This is nothing fancy plug. But we run these plugs in turbo applications on an LS. They seem to work just fine. And actually run normally NGK, but in this case I run AC Delco on just a general tune-up. In NGK we would normally run TR6 plugs in our turbo applications, TR5 plugs in naturally aspirated application. And I think if you go on to videos, Sloppy and a bunch of those guys will tell you kind of the same thing. So anyway, but just a stock copper plug, no platinum. Now the plugs that come out of here are platinum. Like I said, I don't know. Platinum plugs may last longer, but ultimately, the chamber heat and stuff like that, I think you're better off with just a stock plug in an LS application. It works just fine. We got a stock replacement spark plug wire. The biggest thing with these is make sure you put the heat shield on. It's very important because it runs hot down there. So anyway, and when you're putting the plug in, because 99% of the time on an LS you're going into an aluminum head, anti-seize, and I've used this anti-seize for a long time, and the label's 3/4 ripped off of it, but it's actual Ford anti-seize, and it goes back to the days of the 4.6s where they used to snap and break plugs off all the time. And Ford, I don't know who they had make this for them. It's a Motorcraft product, but it seemed to help actually that in the fact that we were able to get some plugs out of 4.6s and 5.4s back in the day, so without snapping them all off. Other than that, make sure you gap your plugs all the time. Again, gap them to what they say. I'm not going to give you a gap spec for this. I'm going to leave that to you to go find and do what you feel is comfortable. Like I said, we are making a couple little changes on this truck, and I will be HP tuning it, so I have sort of my own set where I want them. The other thing that's handy, guys, is sometimes a tool like this or just a piece of 3/8 hose. And what this does is you can put the plug in here, and this one you can fastly turn the end and it turns the spark plug and makes it easier to go in. Like I said, this can help, or just a piece of 3/8 hose where you turn the hose and it helps get the spark plug started. Other than that, that's about all I can tell you. Like I said, we got one side done already. We'll do this side, and I just real quickly want to go over this plug with you and do a plug read because it reads pretty good. I may not be able to find out if it's running rich or lean with this plug, but looking at it here, I can clearly tell you that our timing is midway down the strap, very, very safe. So of course, when we HP tune it, we're going to put a little bit in it. And I guarantee this thing is running on crap, could even be, let's just say it's 87 octane farm fuel. So there's a little bit of room there. If you look at our base timing, your base timing is going to be right up here. You can see where it shades off your first mark, and it looks pretty good. Normally you want that just before it starts to curve. I would say the mix isn't too bad, but it is burning rich, and this thing had been loaded up and the cats are bad, so that we can't really play with. We can just go with what I've done in the past, and hopefully, like I said, but that gives you a good idea, guys, of where you can read timing on your strap. And like I said, this is going to be your overall timing, this is going to be your base timing. Somewhat on here you can see it wasn't burning the worst because there's still a little bit of brownness to here, but it gives you a really good idea what we're looking at. Anyway, that's it for this little installment, and we'll go from there. Alright, I said originally I wasn't going to do a whole bunch of these basic, but I'm back today. Tune-up general automotive type videos, but back today because, like I said, we were going to do a cat pipe update on this thing, and we were going to do a tune-up. Tune-up's all done. I did that. I kind of showed you guys the plugs. I looked at a little bit of that. I didn't get super into depth into it, but this is something that struck me as odd. This truck is run kind of weird and had some issues and everything, and that's why it's here. And of course, it's been, you know, used on a farm and stuff like that. But the one thing that ultimately just blew my mind, guys, was we get the cat pipe down and we go to look at the cats and see what's going on and gut them, like I kind of said, because we are in Alberta here, and, you know, do some tuning on this truck, and we find out that the cat on the left of me is completely empty. There's no catalyst material in it at all, and the right one is burnt up. Go figure. You know, the fuel trims are probably, and the fuel trim on this truck actually was horrible, and of course it had massive issues because of also tune-up problems. But yeah, like I said, sometimes you can't make this shit up, and this is the first time in 20 plus years that I have ever come across this where somebody gutted one cat, never did anything with the other, and this truck run like basically a pile. So anyway, I just thought I'd bring that to you guys' attention. Like I said, this is even a new one on me. So we'll put this all back together and we'll send the truck down the road, and we might go over some of the little bit of the tuning stuff, because like I said, we are going to HP tune this to make everything work with the delete and whatnot. But yeah, unbelievable, guys. Like I said, this cat here was completely gutted. This one worked. They're on a Y-pipe system. I'm not going to say it worked. That's the wrong terminology, but it was full. It looked melted to us, and like it was, you know, in really rough shape. But yeah, no wonder it run a little different. Each bank was breathing completely different. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you, and you can leave stuff in the comments if you've ever seen this before, because like I said, in 20 plus years, this is the first time I've ever come across this. And we did a lot of used reconditioned trucks and stuff, because at times I was in the used car business, or even worked with guys that were in the used car business. So yeah, anyway, that's it for this little installment. Alright guys, Mike here, MF Custom Garage. Listen, we just finished up that 06 GMC, and I was just going to take a quick walk around underneath. So we'll just kind of show you guys what we did, how it turned out, and then we'll go from there. So without further ado, here we go. So if we look through this wheel, I didn't tape any of it, but we did do a brake job. New rotors, pads, all that, they were just cooked. There's one laying over there on the floor. So now if we go under here, you can see we have gutted the catalytic converters, cut the pipe, welded it, put some weld through on it. Again, did the same thing over here, and see there, we've got a plug in the pipe. So that way it basically looks, I mean, eventually those welds will be gone and covered up, and you'll be able to tell that it's just, you know, looks stock from down here. So yeah, that's kind of the way I like to do them. So that's where we're at with this. So anyway, we'll cut this video, and alright guys, I'm back from that goofing around under there ordeal. So I'll maybe go over tomorrow one thing quick, but I think I'll do it in a separate video. It's just going to show a little bit of scanner data and the HP tuner thing. Like I said, the only thing we're going to do there is a little bit of timing change, PE enrichment. We're going to change it a little bit, delete all the cat stuff, and that's all we're doing with it. So anyway, but in a nutshell, I'll put this video together. Like I said, I don't plan on doing many of these videos of just general overall automotive stuff that I do, unless you guys decide you want just some more general overall knowledge. I'll be honest with you, I'm not doing as much of this work as I used to. We're getting on with what we actually want to get on with, and the long-term stuff that we have here in the shop. So anyway, thanks a lot for listening, and like, share, subscribe, and go from there. That's Mike for MF Custom Garage. So thanks for all your support, guys. Mike out.